removing grey to black. There's the grey. It's got to move to the black, so that's a translation. I need my two numbers, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left, which we write as -5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 up, which we write as +4. Grey to black has got bigger, so it's an enlargement. Scale factor, well, originally it's 1 square high and it's now 4 squares high, so it's a scale factor of 4. To find the centre of enlargement, I need to join up matching corners. There's my centre of enlargement at 5, -4. $120 is 2 cubed times 3 times 5, 216 is 2 cubed and 3 cubed. So both numbers have a 2, both numbers have a 3, both have 2 cubed, but with the 3's I want to go for the lower one, which is the 3 on its own. 2 cubed multiplied by 3 is 24. Two is 2 to the power 5. 56 is 2 to the power 3 times 7. So the only number they've got in common is the 2, and the lower of the 2 powers is cubed. 2 cubed equals 8. 40 is 2 cubed multiplied by 5. 60 is 2 squared multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5. So I've got a 2, I've got a 3 in at least one of them, and I've got a 5. Of the 2's, the power 3 is the higher one, so that's the one I go for. $56, I've already done, is 2 cubed multiplied by 7. 70 is 2 times 5 times 7. So I need a 2, a 5 and a 7. And of the 2's, the cube is the higher power. Gives me an answer of 280. Negative power, so the zeros are coming at the front. Decimal point was between the 9 and the 7, but it's going to move 2, 1, 2 places. So I fill in the gap with a 0, and I put a 0 in front to make sure I don't lose my decimal point. Positive power, so that any zeros are at the back. Decimal point was between the 5 and the 8, but it's going to move 1 place. So I get 58.4. Decimal point's already in the right place, so I haven't got to do anything. I just write times 10 to the power 0. This one, the decimal point needs to move all the way behind the 5, and it's moved 1, 2, 3 places to achieve that. The zeros are at the front, so it's -3. Calculations I do on the calculator, so 7.2 times 10 button at the bottom, 17, divided 9 times 10 button at the bottom, 8. My calculator gives me it as a long number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 times 10 to the power 8, because I had 8 zeros. To find the mean, I need to multiply in pairs and add them all up. That makes 127, and I divide by all the frequencies, which comes to 19. 127 divided by 19 is 6.68421105. If I want to go for 2 decimal places, that's 2 after the dot, I get 6.68. I need to write these out. I've got 5 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 2, no threes, 5 fours, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 fives, and a 6. And then I find what's in the middle. That number 2 is right in the middle, so that's the median. To find the mean, I'm going to multiply in pairs and add them all up again. But this time I need to work with the midpoints. I need to find all those first. So I add the 2 numbers I've got and divide by 2. So this one's 137.5. I add 150 and 175, divide by 2, I get 162.5. 175 plus 200 divided by 2 is 187.5. Two, 2.5. 237.5 and 262.5. Now I can do the multiplying in pairs and add them up. I get a grand total of 6,012.5. Divide by all the frequencies added up, which is 29. Let's see what the answer is. $207.32758. If I want to go for 2 decimal places, that's 2 after the dot. So it's 207.3, then the 2's followed by 7, so it rounds up to 3. Increase means start with 100 and add. I get 188. I've got 160 kilometres multiplied by my percentage, which means I put it over 100. I'll put plus multiply. 300.8. Decrease means I start with 100% and I subtract my percent. That leaves me with 69. My amount is 990.00 multiplied by the percent, which means over 100. Gives me 683.1. £683.10. 4 add 7 makes 11. That's how much the total I can share. So 11 to make 88 has been multiplied by 8. Multiply my other two numbers by 8. So 4 times 8 is 32. And 7 times 8 is 56. Need to add up the two parts of the ratio, which makes 5. I've got 30 in total. What do I do to 5 to make 30? I multiply by 6. So I get 6, and 4 times 6 is 24. 15 grams. My percent is 77. Percent means over 100. .55. Interest, so we start with 100 and we add our percent, which is 6.5. I get 106.5. My amount is 4,340.00. Going to multiply by my percent, which means over 100, but I'm doing it for 4 years. As it's money, we round to the nearest pence, so that'll be 26 pence. Area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So I'm going to do 77 multiplied by 43 divided by 2. Same for this one, so the base is 38 and the height is 22, divide by 2. Rectangle is just length times width, so 6 multiplied by 5, which is 30, or for this one, 43 multiplied by 31.